Hey guys, I'm Miguel and welcome to One Big Bites Food Journey. Today, we're exploring the heart of Pasig, a city that blends old charm with modern flavor. From green parks to iconic eats and creative kitchen twists, we'll take a bite into the stories behind every dish. Tara, samahan niyo ako as we cook, eat, and discover one big bite at a time. Welcome to Pasig City, a place na modern pero may old soul. Dito sa Capital Commons, you can really feel how the city has transformed throughout the years. Now, kung may restaurant na that perfectly captures modern Filipino comfort food, Centro 1771 has to be in that list. Centro is actually part of the 1771 group, known for taking local favorites and reimagining them for today's palate. Think of it as the perfect middle ground between your lola's cooking and fine dining. Their iconic sinigang na corned beef made waves in the early 2000s, and now their pancit is doing the same. Flavorful, comforting, and also uniquely Filipino. Dining here feels like home, but with the restaurant quality upgrade. Today, I'm here with Chef Vicky to talk more about their Filipino comfort food.
Centro 1771 started in 2002 in Greenbelt 3. We were at the second floor. And at that time, there was a fountain in front of the restaurant. And we felt it was the center of everything.
Oh, that's why
So that's why it's called Centro, but it also means the center of good food, good Filipino food. And our best sellers are sinigang na corned beef, which is the specialty of the house, and rated GG, which is galunggong fillets fried in olive oil and topped with brown garlic. 1771 was the address of our very first restaurant in Malate. It was Chateau 1771, the French bistro.
Yes, familiar.
So 1771 M. Adriatico was the address, and we brought 1771 to all locations where we opened a restaurant because it signifies standards of excellent food and service. To all our Filipino kababayans abroad, you may have visited Centro before, but you can come again. We have 3 branches, again, Capital Commons in Pasig, Greenbelt 5, and 1 Bonifacio High Street Mall in BGC.
See you, Bite Fam! Try natin ang kanilang pancit bami vegetarian. Kain tayo, Bite Fam! Even without the meat, guys, it's still packed with so much flavor. Talagang ang bouncy ng noodles, very fluffy, and talagang malasang-malasing vegetables when combined with the tofu and other ingredients. This is a must-try. Now that you've tried the food here in Centro 1771, itry naman natin i-recreate sa bahay, Bite Fam, especially since the original is so good. Hi, Bite Fam! For the first segment of our episode today, we'll be making vegetarian pancit bihon. You may ask, Miguel, bakit vegetarian? Well, of course, beef and pork is great in our pancit. Masarap din yung may konting tofu and mushroom for a nice and healthier alternative. Kaya tara, let's start cooking our vegetarian pancit bihon. Okay, Bite Fam, to start our recipe, let's first soak our bihon noodles in a little bit of water. So let's just soak this in a little bit of warm water and leave this to set aside. So let's set this aside first and cut our tofu cubes afterwards. For our tofu naman, Bite Fam, this is firm tofu that has been drained already. Tofu is really one of the most popular meat alternatives na nakikita natin sa mga grocery stores or even sa mga Asian supermarkets. For our meat alternative, Bite Fam, meron tayo ngayon firm tofu that has been drained. Yung ibang tao gumagamit din sila ng seitan or even ground beef as a meat alternative, but tofu is definitely the most accessible and also one of the most affordable options for our pancit today. Cut na natin, Bite Fam. First, cut natin siya lengthwise. So we have our tofu cubes like this. Cut naman natin siya into strips. So for around 1 tofu cube, depending on your preferred size, this can make around 3 strips. Alright? This should look good, Bite Fam. After this, let's coat this in cornstarch and deep fry until golden brown perfection. For our dry batter, 3 ingredients lang ito, Bite Fam. This is just cornstarch, salt, and pepper. So, season natin siya generously. A little bit of pepper. And let's stir everything using a wire whisk. Coat na natin ang ating tofu pieces. Pwede ka rin gumamit lang ng flour bite fam or even in other Asian groceries, meron din silang potato starch. Cornstarch is really gonna give it a nice texture na makikita natin mamaya maging golden brown and crispy siya. Let's start frying bite fam. For our next step, let's add our vegetables bite fam. We already have a little bit of oil in this, so let's wait for our pan to preheat and let's get sauteing. Of course, every good Filipino dish starts with lots of garlic. Saute lang natin siya bite fam. And of course, our onions. Okay, after that, let's add our carrots, our red bell pepper, then let's saute it with our garlic and onion para talagang masipsip yung flavors ng onion and garlic sa ating vegetables. And syempre, since this is a vegetarian pancit, we'll be adding mushrooms for a nice meaty flavor and texture. So gumagamit lang ako bite fam ng regular button mushrooms, but there are so many mushroom pieces that you can use as well. For our next vegetable, maglalagay tayo ng chopped cabbage. As you can see, bite fam, medyo nag-wilt na yung ating cabbage. Let's continue cooking it until the excess water of our cabbage cooks out para mamaya mas maging malasa siya lahat. For the final touches, maglalagay tayo ng green beans. And last but not the least, our chopped celery. Ideally, bite fam, mas maganda if you have a wok para talagang mainit yung pagkasaute natin. But a non-stick pan like this works as well, especially if you're in a condo or in a home kitchen. After sauteing our vegetables, gawin naman natin yung ating sauce. Maglalagay ako ng konting soy sauce bite fam. And of course, oyster sauce. Paghalu-haluin lang natin ating soy sauce and oyster sauce. And finish that off with our chicken stock. Let's wait for this to simmer bite fam, then pagkatapos ito, let's add our noodles. And since our noodles have been soaked already bite fam, it's already nice and soft, like this. Ta-da! Okay, let's add it to the ingredients of our sauce. Then talagang it's really going to soak up all of those flavors in our sauce. Then maglalagay ako ng konting cornstarch slurry to really tie everything together. Then this is going to thicken later on as our noodles absorb the ingredients of our sauce. Let's do a noodle pull check. Tingnan natin bite fam. Oh, ta-da! The sauce has coated our bihon noodles beautifully. Let's start plating. Try muna natin ang ating crispy tofu. Pakinggan nyo yung crunch ha. Crispy talaga. And let's take a one big bite. Cheers! The combo of the pancit and the tofu is really delicious bite fam. Talagang malinamnam yung pancit and ang crispy ng tofu. Now, let's head to one of Pasig's most iconic landmarks, the PhilSports Arena, or what locals still fondly call Ultra. Built in 1985, this massive complex has hosted some of the biggest sports events in the country. From UAAP and PBA games to SEA Games ceremonies, Ultra is practically a home to Filipino athletic history. What's interesting is how nearby stalls serve up some of the city's best post-workout meals, including Pasig's favorite barbecue spots. Because after breaking a sweat, sino ba namang tatanggi sa ihaw-ihaw? What makes IC special though is that it never tried to be fancy. It just focused on good, affordable food that hits home. Hello Bite Fam! Nandito naman tayo ngayon sa IC, one of the most popular places for sisig and barbecue here in Pasig City. And today I'm here with...
I'm the owner, Daisy Alian Bulus. Welcome to IC. IC started last June 20, 1986. Nag-start siya as a grocery and as snack bar only.
Opo.
Kaya lang, dahil near Ultra, marami basketball players na kapampangan.
I heard, marami.
Yeah. Kaya after the game, nandito sila. Volleyball players, tapos mga students from Ateneo, Lasal, St. Paul, tapos naging word of mouth na siya.
Oh, word of mouth talaga, organic reach.
Oo, organic, word of mouth. Different ang ices namin kasi sisig namin is very crispy.
Very crispy,
Yeah,
yes.
masarap na siya and mura pa. At saka yung sisig namin, para isa siyang comfort food.
Yes.
Once na natikman mo siya, hanapin mo siya, tsaka babalik ka. Baka gusto niyo pong pumunta dito sa IC, Thank you sa mga supporters namin sa IC. See
See you, Bite Fam! And now, let's try the famous icy sisig. And let's try it in one big bite. Talagang ang meaty ng lasa ni Bite Fam. Bukod sa sisig, let's try the famous icy pork barbecue. Ayan na, our pork barbecue pieces. Talagang chunky ang meat and you see the nice grill marks on the outside. It still has a little bit of the fat, so meron kang konting laman, meron kang konting taba na perfect talaga i-pairing with the rice. Now that I feel inspired to cook, let's take this back to the kitchen and recreate the flavors at home. For the second recipe in our episode, guys, we'll be making Pinoy barbecue but with a spicy twist. So you may ask me, Miguel, saan galing yung spice? Well, mga kapamilya, we'll be using Korean red chili paste, also known as gochujang. Gochujang is one of the 3 main pastes used in Korean cuisine. So it's a Korean red chili paste that's going to give our Pinoy barbecue a nice sweet, salty, and of course, spicy flavor para may konting kick. Sounds intriguing, right? Let's start cooking our Pinoy pork barbecue with a spicy twist. Alright, let's start making our marinade. Siyempre, since Pinoy barbecue to, we'll be adding banana ketchup. Let's add our banana ketchup, guys. And for the saltiness, maglalagay tayo ng, of course, soy sauce. And for a nice spicy twist, let's add our gochujang. And of course, for more flavor, let's add our garlic and the calamansi juice. Okay, let's mix everything together. And syempre, for the sweetness, kailangan natin ng konting sugar. I'm using washed sugar for this Bite Fam, pero pwede ka rin gumamit ng white or brown sugar or depending what you have. There's different types of sweeteners, Bite Fam. May agave, may honey, and even maple syrup. But for the most neutral taste, talagang sugar is really gonna give that sweetness without adding too much extra flavor to our marinade. For our next step, syempre kailangan natin ng seasonings. Let's add our pepper. Just add a little bit of salt since the gochujang already has a little bit of saltiness to it as well since it is fermented. And that's it for our marinade. Let's add our pork after this, guys. And para sa ating pork, we'll be using pork kasim cubes. So in English, this is pork shoulder cut into little cubes. Then imamassage natin into the marinade. After an hour, tada! We have our marinated pork Bite Fam. After this, guys, tusukin na natin ang ating pork pieces sa barbecue skewer. Itusok na natin ating pork pieces sa barbecue skewers and it should look something like this. Ito, may konting taba. Let's add that to the end of our steak. Okay, let's set this aside and let's start grilling Bite Fam. Then magbabrush tayo ng konting oil on our grill. Okay, there's a little bit of oil. Then let's spread it with our brush. Alright, let's start grilling. Ayan, naririnig nyo yung sizzle, guys, ha? Hantayin natin magka-konting caramelization Bite Fam so you'll see there's gonna be a nice char on our pork barbecue. Nagkaka-konting char na siya, guys. After a couple of seconds, we can now flip our pork barbecue. Pagkatapos, pwede pa natin i-base with our extra sauce that we have here. Kung wala kang charcoal sa labas, talagang use an electric griller that you can buy from the supermarket is such a great and alternative option. Okay, let's finish basting our pork barbecue with all of that extra sauce. If you want a closer look, here's how it looks Bite Fam. Ayan oh, talagang may char siya sa labas, guys. Talagang mukhang juicy ating pork barbecue ngayon. Siyempre, kung may pork barbecue, kailangan natin ng Java rice Bite Fam. Talagang yun ang perfect pairing sa ating dish ngayon. Tara, gawin na natin! Okay, maglagay tayo ng konting oil. Just a little bit, around 1 tablespoon. And of course, our butter. Java is actually a name sa Indonesia Bite Fam, pero Java rice is uniquely Filipino. Since mamaya maglalagay tayo ng konting achwete powder, which is also the one that's used in kare-kare. Kaya yung Java rice may pagka-orange, may pagka-yellow yung color coming from the butter and the achwete powder. Let's add our minced garlic afterwards. Okay, let's saute our garlic in the butter and oil until it gets a nice golden brown color. Let's wait for this around 1 to 2 minutes or until the garlic is cooked. And of course, for the color, maglalagay tayo ng achwete powder or annatto powder. Pati syempre, yung white rice natin. Use the back end of your spatula para ma-crush yung ating rice. Just mix everything together until the rice fully absorbs all of that butter and oil goodness. Then for more flavor, maglalagay ako ng konting salt and pepper just to tie everything together. And of course, the pepper. Mix lang natin ng konti. Then, this should be pretty much it. Talagang naririnig mo yung sizzle, guys, no? Our rice, our nice and fluffy Java rice is finally complete. After this, let's turn off our heat and let's start assembling. And there you have it, our pork barbecue with Java rice with a spicy twist. Kuha tayo ng konting barbecue, and let's get all that delicious Java rice and syempre konting atsara. Kain tayo! May konting anghang siya, guys, pero hindi naman siya overwhelming. It's a little bit sweet, it's a little bit salty, and of course, a little bit spicy from the gochujang. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Talagang perfect na perfect to pang holiday, handaan, or for your Christmas recipes this season. If you really want to know a city, visit its public market. And in Pasig, that's the Pasig Mega Market. Located along Caruncho Avenue, this massive market is the heart of local commerce. The market is also known for its wide variety of kakanin and halo-halo ingredients, from sweet beans to leche flan and gulaman. It's loud, it's busy, it's alive. Exactly what a Filipino market should be. After the market rush, let's cool down at a local favorite, Charing's Halo-Halo. Tucked inside the Pasig Mega Market, this humble spot has been serving refreshingly good halo-halo for many years. Their secret? Quality ingredients and perfectly balanced layers. Locals say it's the OG halo-halo of Pasig. No fancy toppings, just pure goodness made with heart. It's one of those places where every bite takes you back to your childhood summer afternoons. Hi mga kapamilya! Nandito naman tayo ngayon sa Charing's Halo-Halo, one of the most popular halo-halo places here in Pasig Mega Market. And I'm here today with...
I'm Ces Valencia, owner of Charing's Halo-Halo. Nag-start ang Charing's kasi third generation na po kami. Noong 1970s, nag-start yun sa lola ko. Adings muna siya, tapos naging sa mother ko na po. Ngayon, nung ako na po nagmay-ari, noong 2007, kumbaga, nung inya-play ko po, pinangalan ko na po talaga sa nickname ng mother ko po.
Sa nickname siya, kaya siya naging Charing.
Opo, kaya po siya naging Charing. Imbis na in respect po na sa kanya. Kasi kumbaga, nung dati, nung 1970s, sila po ang nagtitinda, si mother ko. Tapos, ang father ko po naman na nagluluto. Kapag po kayo napunta po dito sa Pasig City, at kayo po ay napadaan po dito sa mutya ng Pasig Mega Market,
Yes, guys, have to go here for
daan
sure.
po lang po kayo dito sa Charing's Halo-Halo Food Court. Open po kami from 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock. At matitikman nyo po ang traditional na sikat po naming halo-halo at palabok po.
Alright, Bite Fam, now that we have the food, of course, nandito tayo para sa dessert. Ang sikat na Charing's Halo-Halo. Try natin. Ayan, Bite Fam, halo-haloan na natin. And take a one big bite. Kain tayo! Talagang ang creamy niya, Bite Fam. You can really taste the quality of the ingredients, and lalo na yung ube ice cream, talagang lasang-lasa mo yung ube flavor. This is the type of halo-halo that's really worth lining up for. Hi, Bite Fam! For our last segment today, we'll be making dessert. Of course, who doesn't love dessert after a long day of eating so many savory food? Siyempre, gagawa lang tayo ng halo-halo, but with a fun twist. Instead of the usual halo-halo using ice, we'll be making it into a creamy dessert and making it into an ice cream bar. Maraming gumagawa ng ice cream using eggs and making it into a custard. Pero syempre, gusto natin na mas madali, di ba? Let's make a no-churn ice cream using chilled all-purpose cream. Without further ado, let's begin our recipe. So meron tayo ngayon, guys, chilled all-purpose cream. This was chilled for around 8 to 12 hours. Then makikita nyo talaga sobrang thick niya, which would make a nice texture for our ice cream. So syempre, Bite Fam, this is not exactly like halo-halo. This is just inspired by the flavors that we grew up eating sa halo-halo. So mamaya maglalagay tayo ng ube, ng banana, which you'll be seeing in a bit after this portion. So, squeeze the all-purpose cream out. Talagang medyo matigas siya, pero kayang-kaya mo yan. Squeeze everything out. And that's it for the first step. For our sweetener, gagamit naman tayo ng condensed milk, You can use white sugar for this, but that creamy texture of the condensed milk is gonna make everything so much easier and much smoother. So, lagay natin ating condensed milk. At this stage, we're gonna be whipping it until fluffy and stiff peaks para maging creamy ang ating ice cream graham bars. Tara, let's start mixing. And for the signature ube taste, maglalagay tayo ng ube halaya. Kung wala kang ube halaya na makikita sa grocery, you can also use ube extract bite fam. Pero if available to sa local Filipino store mo, then I really recommend ube halaya para mas lalong masarap ang ating graham bars. So let's add our ube halaya in. Mix ulit tayo. Careful lang bite fam para walang marapon. Let's use a clean spatula, then i-mix lang ating everything together and see how creamy it is. Look at that. Makikita mo yung pieces ng ube halaya, which is also what we want. If you want a smoother texture, then pwede ka rin talaga gumamit ng ube extract if this is not available. But for me, I really like this texture. It really gives, a little bit of character to our graham bars. So for our non-Filipino audience, halo-halo literally means mix-mix because we're literally mixing different ingredients together and forming it into one delicious dessert. Now that our cream mixture is done bite fam, let's start assembling. Gagamit ako ng springform pan. You can also use a regular baking pan if you want. Pero the great thing about a springform pan is that you can remove the sides. So papakita ko sa inyo. You can just open it like this. And mas madali siyang tanggalin afterwards. You can find this in your local baking store. Better yet, if you can find a rectangular springform pan, so everything is going to be nice and even. Okay, so let's start by putting our graham crackers together. Ngayon, meron na tayong first layer. After this, let's add our ube cream mixture. Depende na lang to sa yung bifam kung gusto nyo mas thick. We're trying to replicate ice cream graham bars. Mas maganda na medyo mas thick talaga yung mixture natin. Then we'll be adding our toppings afterward. Then gamit tayo ng clean spatula to smoothen everything out. Let's add a little bit more of our cream mixture para talagang thick and creamy ang ating final dish. Now that looks good, let's add the rest of our halo-halo ingredients. Syempre, it's called halo-halo for a reason. We need all of those delicious toppings bite fam. Let's start! So meron tayong yan sa banana that was cooked in a little bit of sugar. Syempre, ito yung classic banana flavor na hinahanap-hanap natin sa halo-halo. Let's add a little bit of everything on top. Spread lang natin siya bite fam. Get all of that caramel as well. And for our next ingredient, syempre kailangan natin ng nata de coco. Let's put a bit of our nata de coco on top. And now, after this, meron na tayong white beans. This can be a bit hard to find in local Filipino stores, so this is completely optional as well if you don't have it. Kung meron pa nga kayong leche flan bite fam, that will making even more delicious. And last but not the least, our kaong. Maglalagay tayo ng konting kaong. Then of course, we want that nice sugary syrup as well. Just smooth everything out para maganda ang layers natin mamaya pagka-freeze natin. Now that everything is smoothened out, let's add the last layer of our graham crackers together. So, lagay-lagay natin. Medyo pantayin-pantayin lang natin ang ating graham crackers. Alright, we're pretty much done, bite fam. This is really best frozen, guys, for at least 5 hours, but really ideal for this to be at least 8 to 10 hours or overnight. Let's freeze our graham crackers, then let's see how it's gonna look like after the freezing. After a couple of hours, let's get the ice cream sandwiches from the freezer, guys. Ayan, it's nice and frozen already, bite fam. Okay, cut na natin. And since I'm using a springform pan, mas madali siyang tanggalin, bite fam. Shake off the excess and tada! Our ice cream sandwiches. Let's cut it into bars. Let's take a one big bite. Talagang ang comforting bite fam. It's like a childhood classic reimagined into one delicious dessert. You're getting the flavor of ube, then of course nalalasahan mo din yung banana kanina. And there you have it. We ended on our sweet note for today. Syempre yung ating dessert, our halo-halo graham bars. Talagang masarap talaga to end on a sweet note, bite fam. And that concludes our episode for today. See you on the next episode of One Big Bites Food Journey, guys. Kita-kits mga kapamilya!